In this video I'm going to show how to assemble the bag shaker and get it mounted onto a workstation. So I want to show, here's the hardware that comes with it. You'll see I've got a T25 bit for the wood screws if you're going to be mounting it into a wood table. I also have 2-inch long 1/4-inch bolts, the 1/4-inch washers, the nuts. There's also number 10 bolts. These are 1-inch long, and number 10 washers and nuts as well. So these number 10s are what mounts the tray to the bag shaker. They mount through these little holes on the H brace. There's also the body itself, the power supply, and foot pedal. This is a different power supply than what Thor, the bagger, uses. This uses a lot more power than Thor does. And also the foot pedal, that is the same switch that is used for Thor. Tried to use as much common as possible. You'll also notice it's a similar timer. The settings are a little bit different. I'll go into that in another video. But the first thing you want is to just figure out where you're going to put it. I'll probably go into some repetition between this and some of my other videos, because that's just what's going to happen. So you'll see I've got a very well braced table. When you're thinking about where to put this, if you have a space to place it that can be stabilized, that's not your main production bench in your lab, that's probably going to be best, because it is going to be putting some shake into the table. And if you have your heat sealer shaking around with the bag shaker, that's not ideal. Though some farms do that successfully. Obviously the heavier your table, the better the bracing is on it, then the more successful that's going to be. Especially if you have a lightweight stainless steel table that you're working on, you want to find another place for this. The better braced and the heavier the actual weight of the table itself, the more successful you're going to be. So that said, I'm just going to mount it here to my workbench. Sorry about the camera. I'm not a professional videographer. You'll see I've got these washers. You'll want to use those. And also got my wood screws. This is going to be an interesting operation to do one-handed, but actually I'll just mount this onto the tripod. That makes more sense. There we go. So now an impact driver is certainly helpful. Though if you have an electric drill, that should work well enough as well. But I'll just mount it through each of the 4 corners, and whether you use the 2-inch bolts or these wood screws, you'll want to use the washer just to spread the weight out on the plastic parts. That'll give you the best results. So just get all 4 corners. And then you can get the tray put in by hand with just a Phillips screwdriver, but I like to use my impact driver. So next, you'll put the tray on. You'll see I have the mounting points marked. So we'll get those number 10 bolts with the washer on the top side, and then line this up. It is helpful if you have it whichever side you're putting the bolts on, you want that to be overhanging. Then you can get to the underside more easily. But you want to line that up with the hole on that H brace, triple H brace, whatever you want to call it. And then just put your nut on the bottom. And we'll snug that up. Come back and get that a little bit better. Yep. Yeah, just learn from my mistake. Don't tighten it up before you get them in. Then it's easier to arrange. There you go. That's easier. So we'll just set them all in. Sorry, this is a hot take. So you can feel a little bit better about your challenges because you can see, obviously I have them too. So I'm gonna snug those up now. We'll get the nuts put on. That rubber mat is there just to protect the underside of your bag. It's definitely more helpful at that point than it is right now. So you got those two, just rotate it back so that you have that overhang on the back side. Alright, so now it's fully assembled. We're going to look at the front. So you've got your main power switch, your power supply plugs in right next to it. And I'll get that plugged in on that side here in a moment. It is a 3-prong. And your foot switch mounts right in here. Pop it on. And set that on the floor down there, where you're not going to step on it accidentally. Alright, just plugged it in, powered on. Now you can see the display. We are ready to go, and I'll pick it up in another video.